for the longest time. This is it right here. This is it. So in terms of, I don't know, next steps, am I going to be a full-time content creator? The truth is, I don't know. I don't know what God has in plan, or has planned out. Because sometimes we think we make those mistakes by ourselves, but sometimes it's just God setting us up for something bigger, or for something greater, or for purpose, right? It's from all of those pain that we realize that God definitely has a bigger plan. And most times our brains are too small, like too minute, to be able to capture the plans that God has for us. We know the plans are good. We don't always know the next step. We don't always see the full picture, right? So me coming back to this whole microphone, my content, I was just like, this has been my dream. I'd always wanted to do this. 2017, I remember I used to record. There are so many videos of mine I've recorded, I never posted. In 2017, where I was still in Nigeria then, and I wanted to, or I actually recorded these videos, but I never ended up posting it, right? So I'm just happy doing content, honestly. Not because, everybody's doing content, or everybody's pushing out something or a narrative. I just feel like this is one of the mountains that God has moved me to, and it took me losing that job or in the name of more money, right? It took me that long to be able to realize, like, this is what I really wanted to do. I really actually wanted to do content, and here I am doing content. I don't think I'm going back, or I'm going away anytime soon, because yes, I really love doing what I was called to do. In terms of, am I looking for another job? Yes, but right now I began to put what I really do want to do. I'm not just looking for anything and everything all in the name of money. So I'm really deliberate, I think that's the word, about what I want to do. And I'm so thankful to my husband for the support, honestly, because no, it's just, I don't want to put him on the spot. Like, he was so supportive. The camera that you see here that I use, he bought it. He bought the microphone. He bought so many things for me to just be able to kickstart this journey. And I'm really trying not to cry, but he's really been supportive. That's the truth. I'm thankful for my friends that have really held my hands, because as I said, I never told anybody about this. I remember my friend just one day sending me a message and saying, I had a dream about you, that you were about to do this and that and that and that. Like, what's going on? It wasn't until then I told her, oh, this was what actually happened. And I mean, I just broke down, honestly, just typing to her. She's really been a blessing, and so many others that I don't even want to mention. I mean, one time she even sent me money, and she would want me to also put her on the spot, but she knows herself. Like, oh gosh, God sends people to me this period just to, whether in terms of encouragement, words, whether in terms of financially, just helping me, honestly, throughout this trying period. And I know that if it's not glory, it's not the end. That's what I know. So in terms of what I've learned, honestly, if I'm to pick up something from what has happened, because I feel like situations always present a wisdom for you to pick from. So it's left for you to stop wallowing and saying, oh, it was my fault, or it was their fault, and stop doing the blame game and actually seeing what God is doing in that season. If there's one prayer that I've prayed in this season, I'm saying, God, open my eyes for what you're doing in this season. Show me what you are trying to do in this season. I don't want to miss it, because I can be caught up in the fact like, oh, I'm not doing anything and blah. But what are you really doing in this season? Do you want me to pray more? Do you want me to have time for my kids more? I mean, so many things. The driving that I've been putting off for the longest time. I mean, I took my driving lessons seriously, or at least I started the first step. I'm not done, but I started the first step to get my license. At least I can drive around or the area, go to drop the kids off to school. My husband doesn't even do school runs again. I do the school runs. I'm cooking fresh meals for my kids. I just have time. I'm happy. Again, do I need money? Yes. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to come up front and say, oh, I don't need. Yes, who doesn't need money? Uh, Everybody needs money. But I just feel like it's a season and it can't last for long. Winter doesn't stay all year. Summer is not all year. Spring is not all year. They come and they go. There was spring in 2022. There was spring in 2023. There was spring in 2024. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, spring is always going to come. Summer is always going to come. Winter is always going to come. So I don't have to get stuck or wallowed in that part of, oh, is this going to be my life forever? It can be hard, and I'm not going to lie, it can be hard. And one of the reasons why I didn't tell anybody, because most times people who have not walked your shoes they're always quick to give you advice. Oh, you didn't do this well. Oh, maybe you should have done this. Oh, maybe you should have done this. Blah, 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 and all of that. And I didn't want all of that. Right? It's easier to say, oh, what you're not doing well when you are the one that hasn't gone through the situation, which I didn't find most of the people around me haven't gone or haven't been in that kind of situation. So, but I'm grateful for the ones that were really my support around me at that time. I do not take it for granted. So I just thought to share that story with someone, because there might be someone that may want to make a foolish decision. Don't do it. Don't do it. I mean, God might be opening a door for you, or a door may be open, but it might not be the right time. It's still the door, but it might not be the right time for that door to open. Did I plan out that that last year was going to be like that? Never in a million years where would I ever think that I'll lose a job. Because again, as I said, it's not pride, but it's something that has never happened to me. I've been working since literally I left school. As a uni, I've been working all my life. I've never in my life had a time where I took a break. Even if I took a break, or when I took a break from school, it was actually my decision to go for masters, right? It wasn't like someone told me, oh, you're done, we don't want you anymore, or because of performance issues and all of that. It's never been that. So this really took me by surprise. Like, amidst all of the things that I faced in 2024, this was by far the hardest. I don't even want to talk about the other things, maybe in another video if I'm led, but this is the only one that I'm led to talk about. And I just thought to encourage people, if you're going through something this season, you're going through a job loss or whatever it is that you're going through, you lost something, you lost someone, you lost a friend. I mean, things happen, and that's the truth. Whether it was your fault or not, that's really not the case. The case is that it has happened too. Move on, or learn from it, and then move on. Pick your life together, pick the pieces again together, and move on. Find another job, or find something else to do if it's a job. And I pray that God will come through for you speedily. I pray that God will answer you speedily. I pray that He will direct you. I pray that in this year you will not take one step, as in one step, without God. I pray that that is it for you and me in this season. You know, when all of these things happen, I began to feel like, oh, I'm the only one. No! Many people have gone through job loss before. Many people have gone through so many things. In fact, I was making a joke and then I was like, Jose Mourinho used to be a Chelsea coach before. And do you know how many times that guy has been fired? I'll put up how much he has earned from just being fired, like from football clubs throughout his entire career. He's literally been fired. And that's how I just made it lighthearted. I said, you know what? Even coaches that have been fired, it didn't mean that they were not good enough. It just meant that maybe at that time, the strategy for the team or what they were bringing to the team wasn't working at that time, and they were let go. And in a few months, they always get something, a job. It's like people were even waiting for him to get fired so that he would come and coach their team. So it's not the end of life. Whatever it is that you're going through, a job loss, a loss of something, and I do not take it lightly, because now that I've been through it, trust me, I know how hard it can be. When people used to say things like, I see testimonies like, oh, someone lost their job and God came through for them. The truth, and let me be honest, I never understood. I never understood it, because I had never been in that situation. But now that I have, I know how it is to lose something. I know how it is to earn before and not earn. I know I used to have emotional trauma, and believe me, I'm not using these words lightly, because naturally I am a very strong person in terms of my work ethics. I'm not someone who is lazy and say, oh, I cannot do this one and blah blah blah. I have a very strong work ethic, if I say so myself. But this one was draining. I was half a human, if to use that word. My confidence was shattered. Trauma, oh gosh, it took a lot, and I'm even still working through it, because most times when I remember it, I just say, damn it, forgive and move on. Forgive. I literally had to consciously mention the companies. They mention my manager's name and say, you know what, forgive, move on, forgive, move on, forgive, move on, and all of that. But yeah, I thought to encourage someone with this story, and I hope that all things work together for your good. Just know that there's someone out there who's prayed for you, or who is encouraging you to say you are not the first to lose a job. You will not be the last. Someone was probably still fired today. Someone will be fired tomorrow. Someone will be fired next week, next year. It's not the end of the world. And I pray that God gives you the strength that you need right now to be able to pull through everything that you need to pull through right now, because you just never know. It may be a springboard to the next level of your life. Yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video, where I can't promise what I'll be talking about, but yeah, it's something really interesting, and I'll see you guys on the next video, on the next conversation. Bye.